Hi, Josh. How you doing?
Pretty good. Hello, Matthias. How are you?
I'm fine. Uh, I have some questions for you, and we're gonna do the typical Swedish fika quiz. I don't know if you know what a fika is, but
No, not
that's
familiar, but
some people think it's some kind of dirty word, but it's not. It's in Sweden we say let's go and take a fika. That's like let's go take a coffee,
oh,
uh,
gotcha.
and maybe a cinnamon bun or something. That's a Swedish fika.
Okay,
So
cool.
you have
Good to
to
know.
try it next time you're in
Absolutely.
Sweden. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will ask you some things now, and I don't know everything about you, but please fill in.
Okay.
The things I know, you are in or was in or are in a band called The Weapon.
Yes, well, the
Yeah.
band is no longer
Okay.
existent, but I was in the band The Weapon. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And now you are in the band called the Deflators.
Yeah, the Deflators.
Yeah, I listened to it. It's really good, I think.
Oh, hey. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. I listen to all kinds of music, so maybe metal or hard rock is more my thing, but
Yeah.
I can listen to everything. So, but I think it's my first thought when I heard it, it was like a nicer version of the Ramones.
That's that's awesome. Uh,
Yeah,
that's
but that's
I'm a huge Ramones fan, so
okay,
that's like a
okay,
huge compliment. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I have a giant Ramones tattoo on my chest, so
Okay.
that's a big
I
compliment.
didn't know that. So yeah, but that
Thank you.
was my first impression. But I recommend everybody to listen to it.
Oh,
It's
cool.
good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And also, you are, correct me if I'm wrong again, the stage right manager for Killswitch Engage right now.
Yeah, well, stage right tech, meaning I
Yeah.
take care of Joel and Mike, but also stage manager, production manager, set designer, a whole bunch of other uh
Okay.
hats that I wear with that camp.
Yeah. So how do you get into that kind of business? Uh, like,
Um, well, with Killswitch, it was their old their old drummer Tom and I grew up together.
oh,
Like he lived down the street.
yeah.
We grew up skateboarding together. We were roommates for a while. After school and everything. When he was playing drums for Killswitch, it was like right at the beginning when they started to kind of get bigger.
Yeah.
Um, I knew all the guys. I knew everybody in the band from years growing up in the same hardcore scene, same punk scene, same metal scene.
Yeah.
Um, in the mid 90s, in our area of Massachusetts, um, you would have like metal bands and punk bands and ska bands all play the same show. It was like really weird.
Yeah.
Uh, but it was cool, you know. So we would play, my old bands would play a lot of the same shows as their old bands. So we all knew each other. But
Yeah.
when they were touring, I would sometimes jump in the van for like a weekend or something
Yeah.
with them. I was like, oh, I have the weekend off of work. I'll go hang out with you guys, like sell merch or something, and just like
Yeah.
go along for the ride.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in the summer of 2003, their drummer, they were going to go on Ozfest.
Yeah.
And the drummer was like, hey, we need like another stage person. At the time they had like a normal person that would kind of help set up amps and take
Yeah.
care of guitars. This dude Tom,
Yeah.
another Tom Dice.
Okay.
And then uh and they're like, hey, we need another guy on stage to kind of help with everything. Things are, we're playing bigger shows. We need to do more stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'll go for this. I'll go on tour with you guys for the summer.
Yeah.
At that point, Tom's drum set, when it wasn't on tour, was like almost set up in our living room.
Okay.
So it was like I would mess around with his drums and stuff. So I just jumped on the van with those guys for
Yeah.
that summer. And then that turned into you know,
Yeah.
20 years later. Now I'm doing all this other stuff. It just
Yeah.
started out as drum teching,
Yeah.
and then then Tom left.
Yeah.
And then when Justin joined, they were like, hey, I know you were Tom's dude, but like at that point I was already doing like taking care of like bass because
Yeah.
I'm a bass player as well. And I was helping Mike out a bunch. And they're like, well, if you still want to like work with us, that's like great, even though, you know, Tom's
Yeah.
not playing the band anymore. I
Yeah.
said, yeah, why not? And then drum tech turned into drum tech, bass tech, we actually got an actual drum tech, professional person
Yeah.
for Justin years later, but then bass tech and guitar tech. And then I took over when we needed like a stage manager, a person to kind of keep everything on time and the stage running. I was like, well, I've been here long enough. I naturally kind of stepped into that role.
Yeah.
And then as the band was growing with popularity and the shows and everything else was getting bigger, more things need to happen from a production standpoint from making the show happen. And we had a specific tour manager, we had a specific production manager for a while, and they went on and left, and that kind of left an opening after the band had taken some time off. And when they picked back up again in 2012, when Jesse rejoined the band,
Yeah.
we were like, all right, we're kind of like not necessarily starting from scratch, but we're changed positions. Now we're moving, trying to get back into stuff, and we're restaffing the crew essentially,
Yeah.
and I just kind of these things like they needed to get done, and I was the only one that was still around. So I was like, well, I'll just do it. You know,
Yeah.
dropped in my lap, and I just kept doing them until they became my job.
Ah,
You know what I
okay.
mean? If that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah. 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 Totally. That's
I
a.
didn't set out to do these exact things. It just
Oh.
happened that way. And
Yeah.
then I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm okay at it because I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
11,
I
20
when
years
I
later.
when I talked to Joel about I wanted to do an interview with someone around the band, and he instantly recommended you
Oh,
because
really?
yeah. So I think it's gonna be interesting, this conversation, I think. But I have to ask you, as a stage person, I mean, how did the pandemic hit you personally? I mean, when everything shut down.
Um, that was like really weird. It was it was kind of it was scary for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, um, the headlining show of the Atonement tour, the first U.S. big tour we were going to do for the Atonement
Yeah.
record, the most recent Killswitch record.
Yeah.
And February, early March, I think.
Yeah.
And we got 2 days into the tour, and we had a day off in Pittsburgh, and we got a phone call from management. Crazy stuff's happening. The next show was supposed to be in Silver Springs, Maryland, and
Yeah.
they're like, there's like there's a rule being put in place that gatherings larger than 500 people in public you
Yeah.
couldn't do.
Yeah.
You know, it's right when things, and we're like, oh wow, okay, well this was a sold out show. What
Mm.
are we going to do? They're like, well, that show is going to be canceled or postponed right now.
Yeah.
But that was just for the state of Maryland. The following show was going to be in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they're like, the show in Philly's still on. You know, we'll make our way to Philadelphia, and we'll keep you posted on what's going on. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Then 40 minutes later, we got a phone call again from management, myself and our tour manager, Alan, being like, okay, the Philadelphia show is canceled now.
Oh.
And then 20 minutes later, all of Live Nation's shows for the rest of the month are canceled, we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? This is
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah.
We didn't think this was any, you know what I mean? It was just, you were barely hearing about this stuff on the news. Like, oh, there's like a, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's the bird flu again. Remember when the bird flu or the
Yeah.
swine flu? Oh boy,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not really paying attention
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all that, and then things started happening. So we unloaded the gear at our storage space. Everyone flew home, and we kind of were thinking like, all right, this will be like 2 weeks at max. It'll blow over, and then it will just jump back in. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. And we had right after this tour, we were going immediately in to do a tour, I believe, in Australia. So we had a bunch of stuff like booked.
Yeah.
So everyone flew home with the under the notion that we'll see everyone in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll finish the tour. We'll go to Australia, and then when we come home from Australia, we'll do some makeup shows for the stuff we had to miss, you know, whatever. And then by the second week of being at home and no positive information was coming, and it was all like, hey, this is shutting down, this is shutting down, this is shutting down. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Point particularly, I was having like kind of a rough day, and I was like, man, this is weird. What am I going to do? So I just went in my basement, and I have like my turntable set up, and I just started listening to records and just like laying on the floor of my basement, staring at the ceiling, listening to like rock and roll records, being like, what is happening? Am I going to is my career over? Is this like places are shutting down? When are we going to get back to be able to doing shows? You know, this is kind of getting heavy. And then, you know, about a month and a half into it, and they're like predicting this is going to be way longer than we originally thought. We don't know if venues are still going to be able to like survive. And it's just like, it was just like a whole thing. I'm like, man, I'm in my 40s, and this is all I've known for my entire life was like rock and roll, was music. You know what I mean? I went to school to be a graphic artist and a designer. And I still do that like freelance stuff, but that's not like my job at this point. This has been my career. Touring live entertainment. And I don't know, what am I going to do if this just all goes away like that? You know, I don't, holy smokes.
I can totally understand that. But it must have been an amazing feeling the first show after all, you know, when it started working again, the society. I mean,
it was I will say it was amazing. It was definitely a bit, sounds silly, but it was a bit emotional, you know.
I can I understand it actually. That, I mean, it must be like it's finally getting back, you know, after almost 2 years. That's
it was weird. We did so one thing that was that kind of kept us busy, which was nice during that. We would the band and the crew and management excuse me, we're all like good friends, and we would set up Zoom calls and chats, like I'm sure everyone did, you know, family, friends, to kind of keep connected. But we were talking about when bands were starting to do the like put out live, this is us playing, you know, a song with an acoustic guitar, or this is us in our practice, we're in our own bubble together. You know, and then live streams started becoming a thing. So we started talking about doing that. And truth be told, it took a bit longer than I would have liked. I think that anyone would have liked for the Kill Switching to come out. You know what I mean? For a myriad of reasons that are just like, you know, not important, but that it's like, you know, hurdles we had to get over. But when we finally got in the same room, we had reached out to the Palladium, and we're like, hey, this is what we want to do. Can we do this at the Palladium? It's a very special venue for us. And they were like, yeah, you know, we did all the protocols that we needed to do to make it happen. But once all of us, and it wasn't even the whole crew, it was the band.
Yeah.
And it was myself, our lighting guy Cody, and our front of house guy Alex. The only three dudes of the crew
Yeah.
and the band were in the building, and it was the first time that we had actually been in the same room
Yeah.
as each other in like over a year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it was like
Yeah.
wild. And then when the guys were rehearsing to like practice for the stream and everything, it
Yeah.
was definitely like a big emotional moment too.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, like we're not officially back yet.
Yeah. No, no.
We're in a
Yeah.
weird augmented version of
Huh.
being
Yeah.
live to play, but
Yeah.
it was like it was something. So it was
Yeah.
like that was like a huge moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I was looking forward to that a lot when I heard about it. So even though, yeah, it's on the computer for me, but was I really enjoyed it. You know, just to see or and to hear live music. You know,
Yeah.
that's
I think that was awesome. I think for all the bands that did that kind of
yeah.
stuff was like super, I think, helpful and needed for a lot of people. I tuned into as many as I could,
Yeah.
even bands that I normally wouldn't like
Yeah. Yeah.
stream to see what they were doing, to be like, take notes. How can I make this cooler? What can
Yeah.
we do that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But I think that was like such a huge help to a lot of people to be able to like, well, I'm not at my favorite venue or whatever,
No.
but I'm in my living room and my favorite band is on the TV
Yeah.
live. That's
Yeah.
cool thing to me, you know?
I totally agree. That's it's a nice feeling when you know when you want it and you that's the only way you can have it. That's the way it is.
Yeah, you settle
Okay.
for it.
Yeah. So on a happier note, if you could put together a perfect lineup or you know maybe a fantasy band that you would work for,
Oh man.
living or dead people, it's
It would probably magical band that I would
yeah,
love to be able to work with would be probably um man, on drums for sure. Keith Moon
yeah,
of the Who,
yeah, yeah.
all-time favorite drummer. Um Vocals would be a toss-up between David Bowie and Joey Ramone.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me take that. All right, there's a three.
Okay.
It'd be a toss-up between Joey Ramone, David Bowie, and Stiv Bators of the Dead Boys.
Okay.
He was one
Yeah.
of my favorite singers.
Yeah.
On guitar, probably Chuck Berry
Okay.
or Pete Townsend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then I mean bass, I mean Lemmy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All day
Yeah.
long. I don't, and that's like a weird band. Who knows
Yeah.
what they would play, but I bet it would
Yeah.
be cool, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure it would be awesome, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I know you have worked with a lot of bands, not only Killswitch, but some other. Uh, I have studied you on Google. So
Right
so,
on.
but what's the best band that you have been working for ever? I mean, I don't know in what way, but the most comfortable band for you to work with.
Um, well,
If you want, maybe you don't want to.
no, it's cool. It's a tough thing because there's like different levels of comfort and,
Yeah, yeah,
uh, and also a super fun tour or a super fun band to work with might not equate to comfortable, but
um,
I would say, I mean, Killswitch, I love those dudes and I've
yeah,
been with them
yeah.
for,
But if you
20,
take them away, they are
take
not
them
in the
away.
yeah.
There's this band from New Jersey called Thursday
Okay,
that I've toured with a bunch over the years. I played bass for them for a little while. Those guys, like I just finished a tour with them after this summer tour Killswitch did in Europe.
Yeah.
I was home for a couple of days and then jumped on tour with those guys.
Yeah.
They're super awesome dudes. Again, almost like extended family, similar to like Killswitch.
Yeah.
One band I worked for that I was nervous about going into,
Yeah.
and ended up being one of the funnest, like most enjoyable tours I have ever done in my life,
Yeah.
was Social Distortion.
Okay.
That was just super fun.
Yeah.
Everyone in the camp was really cool. Every single show is awesome.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the work, I don't want to say it was like easy, but it was like you weren't like, oh my God, like I can't believe this is such a challenging day. Like, oh, this load in is going to be a
Yeah.
pain in the butt. We're not going to be able to fit all the stage stuff on today. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't existent when she's like, hey, we're putting on a rock and roll show, and everyone was like smiling and having a good time. The whole
Yeah.
dark clouds, no stormy weather, you know.
Yeah. Okay. But what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you while working with someone on a live show?
The worst sorry, my dogs are going crazy. They're
Yeah,
making
it's okay.
delivered. I would say, man, the worst thing to happen on tour, I mean, it has nothing to do with like actually the tour or something,
Okay.
but is my dog died when I was on tour one time, and I wasn't able to be home or say goodbye or anything like that.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst.
Yeah.
Sounds, you know,
I know, but I have dogs too. I totally understand what you mean. That's a family member, you know.
yeah, full
So,
on.
yeah.
That was probably the worst thing that like that happened on tour. We've done some crummy tours in the past that I would be like, wow, this is just like, if I didn't love rock and roll so much, I would find another job after this. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't care. I'll say it. We toured with Slayer in 2004,
Yeah.
and that was just like the absolute worst.
Yeah.
You know, like I got home and I threw all my Slayer records away afterwards. And then
Okay.
we did a tour with Volbeat, and that really sucked.
Okay.
For 100 million reasons.
Yeah.
But it was just like, and if you ask anybody who worked for Killswitch during those times, or any band member, they would say the same thing. Both those tours are the two crummy ones. Everything else, like, great.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Back to business. What do you not want to happen during a show? Personally,
what do I want not to happen?
Yeah. The worst thing that could happen during a live show for you.
I want like a fire or like a
I don't know.
Unfortunately, we have to think about things like people with guns, in our country anyway, which
but it's spreading.
Yeah, it's a weird reality that's unfortunately becoming more frequent.
I personally live in a very, very small town, so we don't have it here yet, as I know, but I'm sure people have guns and stuff. But nothing big has happened.
I mean, well, thank goodness. Those two things are like probably the worst thing that could happen. Other stuff like not related to that, like from a stage perspective, any sort of catastrophic failure with backline, that's always my biggest. We've had amps go down in the past. If you break a guitar string or something happens with your wireless, you can always, here's another guitar, here's a cable. Oh, my pedal board died. Well, you can still, at the very least, you can take a guitar and plug it straight into an amplifier and you can still make noise. The show can still happen. But when something crazy happens, and you try to plan for a backup for everything. You have a backup amp, you have a backup guitar, you have things in place for in case of emergencies. But anything that like would be like something, a super failure from a technical standpoint that would stop the show and
Yeah.
prevent the show from finishing. That's like whether
Yeah.
it be a PA breaking,
Yeah.
or an amplifier both amplifiers blowing up.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. 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 I understand.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while on tour for you personally, what do you look forward to do on your days off? I don't know. I know you don't have that many, but uh, when you do, what's the first thing on your mind to go and do,
Um,
or not to do? I don't know.
you usually will if there's like a barcade or like a pinball bar
Yeah.
or something, that's like a everyone loves pinball.
Yeah.
So I always try to find like something cool there wherever we're gonna be. Um Actually getting some rest is
Yeah. Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
look forward to
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
sleeping in like an extra hour.
Yeah.
Uh, you know what I mean? Taking a shower that isn't like a
Yeah.
venue shower that might not be the best
Yeah.
shower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
feel more dirty when you leave it.
Yeah. 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 I met. I don't know if you remember, but I met you guys in the last show we played on this last European tour
Mhm.
in Sweden. We were in Tällberg, if you remember.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
I met a lot of guys from other bands also. And everybody was like, "You have to try the spa. You know,
Oh,
it's amazing." and and I was yeah, no, I kind of understood that it was not the typical everyday life for you.
yeah.
So
Yeah. That was amazing.
yeah.
We had there was an actual spa at the hotel, and I was like, man, this is something you never get to do. So that
Yeah.
was like really nice. Just like, oh, I'm in a hot tub and a sauna, you're wearing a
Yeah.
robe. You feel like a
Yeah.
real human being again for
Yeah.
even if it's a short amount of time. Yeah, I'm a real boy, you know?
Yeah. Okay. 5 quick questions.
Okay, doke.
5 simple answers. So, favorite album ever?
That's a tough one.
You can take 2.
All right. I'll probably David Hunky Dory by David Bowie
Okay. Yeah.
is one of my all-time favorite albums. And I was just listening to it today. Maybe Young, Loud, and Snotty by the Dead Boys.
Okay.
That's another one that's just I listen to it more than anything else. You know those two. So
Yeah.
those I guess right now currently those are my top two.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Favorite movie?
Um, this is probably my favorite horror. I love horror movies. My
Yeah.
favorite horror movie is the original Suspiria,
I haven't
which
seen
is
it.
Dario Argento, 1977 Italian horror.
Yeah.
That's definitely my favorite. Maybe after that, like just regular movie. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Suspiria.
Yeah.
There it is. I love
Yeah.
horror.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Yeah. Favorite TV series?
know? Currently, the
Yeah.
favorite TV series is What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
Um, I I just think it's super funny. Man, I like I because for a lack of a better because I can't think right now. I really liked oh my god, what was the Frasier? I loved that
Yeah.
show.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Favorite guitar or bass brand?
Rickenbacker.
Okay. That was a quick ass answer. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Favorite country you have ever visited?
Um, it is a tie between Sweden and Japan.
Oh, Sweden. Oh, you're really nice.
No, I do. I love
Oh,
Sweden, man. I
okay.
love so
Yeah.
many things about Sweden.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you.
If you ever come to Sweden for a holiday, call me up and I will.
We'll have a filka.
Yeah, absolutely. And also some beers, and I will show you around.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would love that. Okey-dokey.
So, okay, Josh, it's the big quiz time.
All right.
And you are going to hear 5 songs of Swedish bands. Most of them are kind of metal or hard rock.
Okay. Okay.
And also another band that's not really metal. And if you get 2 of them right, you will win this Swedish fika coffee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I will send this to you. Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm feeling lucky.
yeah. Let's see. So okay, I will start playing in a second. Just gonna. I will start it, and we will play like the one verse and a chorus, and we'll see. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Here we go.
This is where I embarrass myself with my lack of metal knowledge.
No. I can give you some hints also before you answer.
Is this? All right. They might not even be a Swedish play. Is this
Yeah.
okay?
No. It's
Are they
not.
Swedish?
Swedish? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll give you a hint.
In Flames.
Almost, but not. You met the bass player, I think, in Copenhagen this European tour.
Oh! Is this? Oh my God! Is this holy crap! I can't. Oh, he did. I think it is. It's not. It's not. It's not the bass player of. It's not Peter's new band, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Which I can't remember the damn names on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, but I will give you a correct answer for that. That's the Halo Effect.
Halo Effect. Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking of like H. It's a hol.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you said In Flames. That's kind of right because all the guys has been in Flames, so the whole band, you know.
Yeah, true. They're all ex-members of.
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next one.
All right.
This is. I will give you a hint before. No, I won't.
All
I will
right.
do it. No, I will. I think you maybe can take this one.
Firework?
Yeah, that was too easy.
I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, now we have this is yours.
All right, let's keep going. I want to say. I will say this. Here's a real quick thing though.
Yeah.
Very. I'm not the biggest like metal dude. I'm way more of a punker kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough for me. Like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think you have done very well so far. So, okay. Now this is there's some bass riffing here, so maybe that's. but this is maybe for the moment the biggest band from Sweden right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not Danko Jones, is it?
Huh? What
Is
do you
it
say?
Danko Jones?
No, that's
No?
not Swedish either.
What? All these years I thought Danko Jones was
No, no.
Oh man, I'm stumped.
Yeah. Want to hear more, or do you think you can take it?
I'm super stumped. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, I really like this actually, but it's not metal, but kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like a heavier Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up like in Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard that. I'm stumped.
That's Ghost.
That's Ghost?
Yeah.
What record is that?
That's I think it's from their third album, I think. Or fourth. I don't remember.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like Ghost, and I've never heard that song, and I would have never thought that would, holy moly.
Yeah. But that's Ghost.
Egg on my face for that one.
Yeah. Okay, here's another band. This is not metal. It's you have to decide for yourself.
Okay.
This is the hardest one, I think. So
okay.
But you have already won, so let's
Sounds super familiar.
Okay.
Stops for a break, letting the lost fall to ground. What comes to be, looking this way, offer us answers, facing ourselves.
That's it's super familiar sounding.
Okay.
Mondo Dio?
No, but that was a good guess. This band is called MCC, or Magna Carta Cartel.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the old Ghost members that was, fired when a couple of years ago. So that's the beginning was before Ghost. It was MCC, and then it became Ghost, and then the guys got fired, and I started up again. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the last one. This is the oldest one. Also, it's from 1983, I think.
Oh, okay.
This is more like, hard rock, power metal, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
We'll see if you take it.
A wild guitar tone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say this is What was the band that Yngwie played in? Rising Force?
Yeah, yeah, that's correct.
This is not Rising Force.
No. I will play the song that everybody knows with this band.
Okay.
But this song that's, you know, their biggest hit ever, that's coming, I mean.
Okay.
And many people react that no, can't be the same. But okay, here we go. See if you recognize this one. I think you do.
Dude, that's Europe?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, that song, the first one I played, that's before they got all the synthesizers and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So,
but that's like, that first one is awesome. That's like fast driving music in an 80s movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know you like kind of 70s music. I know.
Yeah.
I can play you another Europe song because today they are still playing, and they are kind of 70s now.
Yeah, they're in their 70s, right?
yeah. No, I think they're 60, but they grew up on Deep Purple and stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that's their inspiration, I guess. So today they sound like this.
That sounds like a modern Alice Cooper song.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. You
know? Yeah. Well, how was this? Was it
dude, this was super cool. I hope I didn't blab too much.
No, absolutely not. I like it. So I will say thank you, and hope to speak to you again in the future.
Yeah, man. Thank you. This was super fun. I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah, me too. So thank you very much.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yeah.